You wrote a memoir about a very unexpected situation that happened in your life, a brain aneurysm. How did you overcome the challenges that this presented to you? What did you learn from this?
Yeah, well,
experience?
there was a variety of challenges that came with that. I mean, the biggest things for me were some cognitive impairments that made me have to change the way that I work and the way that I operate, but for the better, I think. Because of the area of the brain where I had my brain injury, it affected a lot of my executive functions. So I get overwhelmed a lot more easily and can't filter out as much stimuli as I used to. So whereas I used to be sort of a master multitasker, my husband likes to joke I'm like everybody else now, but for me it was different. And so I've learned how to adapt around that deficit, if you will, in a way that actually adds to my life. So I think the biggest lessons I took away from that whole experience were, number one is to, when you go through any crisis, right, there's always a flashpoint where the life you knew before and the life you have in front of you now is different. And you can choose to whine and lament about how things used to be, or you can say, okay, this is my new reality and how am I going to adapt to that? So that ability to adapt is what actually was the turning point in my recovery. When I stopped saying, well, this is how things used to be, and focused on, this is what they are now, how am I gonna reach my goals based on what's in front of me now, was huge. And I apply it to every area of my life, not just personally, but professionally as well. I think that again, that's true of anyone that's faced a crisis, any kind of crisis, whether it's a divorce or a health issue or a catastrophic event in their business. It's really about stop lamenting the past. Here's your reality has shifted. Here's the new landscape. What are you going to do about it now? And if you learn to adapt around those new obstacles and just say, well, my goals are still the same, but I just have to find a new way to get there, it's a lot more productive of a conversation than, well, I'm just really frustrated that I used to be able to do this and I used to be able to do that. So that was one of the biggest things that kind of came out of that experience. And like I said, I'm able to apply that not only to my life, but to my work as well.